Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, can you hear me on YouTube now?
Nine and Chip, last one to respond. Joyner and Daring, can you hear me? Stefan.
On YouTube now.
Oh. Yes. There it is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, I had checked that.
You hadn't checked that?
I did check it. Okay.
I am so valuable.
Hey, anyway, you see the new t-shirt, Stay Calm. You want to create conversation when you're out and about. Give it to a family member, co-worker, loved one, whoever. Stay calm. I buy houses. Creates conversation. Hey, I got a house for sale. Boom. You can order those normally on any of my videos. There should be a shop now button right below it, or you can go to the website, flipman.net, and you can go to the green button at the bottom. I'm ready for one-on-one coaching. You should be able to get into the products area. Another way you can get access to it, you can always text me, but you can go to dfobb.com, some t-shirts there, but that'll also lead you over to where the other t-shirts are if you select one of those t-shirts there. But if you're on YouTube, it should be a shop button under any of my videos, and you can get this t-shirt and the others that we offer. So I just want to say that. Oh, and I mentioned in the beginning, but I guess no one actually heard me, is if you want to start generating income, to either just generate income for the sake of generating income, or you need something to help fund your marketing for your actual wholesale business, you can now become an affiliate of my ebook, How to Flip 35 Houses per Month. You'll get half of the sale. So right now that would be $60 that goes in your pocket. So if you're trying to fund your bandit sign campaign, $200, $240 get you there. So refer 4 people, they buy, you get $60. You get paid every 2 weeks. The service that we use to manage all of this is called ClickBank. Some of you all, this is the first time you've ever heard of an affiliate marketing program, but we will help you with it. But I would encourage you to actually educate yourself. Just simply do a search on YouTube for affiliate marketing and go crazy. But again, it's an opportunity just to refer people that may be interested in the business. You may know 100 people that have signed up. So that means $6,000 yours. You'll get it in 2 weeks from the date that the actual pay cycle starts. So there's no limit on it. So you may know 1,000 people. So do the math on it. So to access that, just simply go to, you're going to like this, flipmyebook.com. I couldn't believe that was available. Flipmyebook.com. So go there. You can sign up. You first got to sign up for ClickBank, and we got instructions there on the site. But flipmyebook.com. So on with the show. I will mention that again later. But again, don't forget these t-shirts. Stay calm. I buy houses.
It's a puppy dog.
She didn't think I should have used a puppy, but I didn't want to use a human. So now I got to get in where the human black or white. Is it a male or female? So I just use a dog.
Is this dog a male or female?
I don't care. Figure it out.
Is it a Labrador?
It's what the prince had that similar that time.
It's unisex.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever you want to be as alien. So I just use the animal to be neutral. So stay calm. I buy houses. It's only to generate conversations when you or someone you give the shirt to conversation, because people will ask you like, oh, you buy houses. Maybe, as Crystal just showed us, a $19,000 check out from that conversation. So if you want to buy one of these shirts, just under any of the YouTube videos, just select shop, or you can go to my site, flipman.net, same thing. Boom.
All right, Miscellaneous 84 has an account on ClickBank. Good. Go ahead and yes, Zeno, that is the doggy. Okay, what's up, Aubrey? And yes, you can ask questions about wholesaling or flipping. Yes, and Cash Cooligan, thank the ancestors for Adria. Came in and fixed the problem. Whoops.
Yeah.
I'm so smart, smarter than a puppy dog. Okay, let's go here. First question. The guy asked a question about finding $1 million cash buyers when the market is like
if you really go about the same process that you normally would if it's a $10,000 house. If it's in $1 million neighborhood, assuming the repairs are $250, it's probably going to need to be worth $1.7 million and up or whatever. So it's going to have to be a significant spread that is obvious, because when you get into a lot of times those $1 million homes, you can easily have a $1 million house and a $3 million house. So that's one of the drawbacks of it, is really figuring out what will someone think is a great deal. But as far as finding buyers, what I would immediately do is, I'm going to use my deal software, which aka PropStream, to figure out who are the cash buyers in that area. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, whenever you pull up that cash buyers list and deal, that just means they paid cash. They may not actually be an investor. So always keep that in mind. But it may produce you a list of 250 people that have purchased property cash. 3 of those only may be actual investors, but that 3 investors that's it. That's all you need. So that's the first thing that I would do. But assuming you didn't want to sign up for that, even though it has a 5-day free trial to do that, I would then also just simply reach out to wholesalers in that market, because you're going to have some players that can take down a property like that. Another thing that I would actually do, in this case, I would reach out to agents that actually have listings in that area. When I say agents, I mean real estate agents. You want to go to your real estate investment association, your REIA groups, to see what type of players that can take down a property like that. Now, with that type of return on investment, you can actually go outside of your market and probably find investors interested also. Now, that's where a tool like Dealator, aka PropStream, will really become valuable, because now you will be tapping into cash buyers that have shown to have spent that type of money in other markets. So that's what I would do.
Good answer. Brandon Clemens says he bought the ebook, then realized it was all free in the videos. Thanks for the information you spread. Flipping houses used to seem so esoteric to me. Yes, guys. Hey, some people like reading stuff. Some people like watching it. Some people learn. But you just learn different. But I'm just saying that you actually put it all out there. But some people want their hands held.
The first sentence in the ebook, and whenever I promote the ebook, I say it. Well, who wouldn't know that I got 10 years of content out there.
Yes.
10 years of content, over almost 300 videos. What else can I possibly say in a book? The book, and the first sentence in the book says it is used as glue to help put those over 250 videos together, because they're not in any certain order. For some people, that's really confusing. Well, whatever the number is, I'm just saying. But anyway.
But it's good. So he's actually already ready to go, and he can share that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so no, we didn't, Chester. We didn't lose audio on YouTube. It ain't no way. Take it back. Let's see here. Abdul says, "Deal you later." This bomb. Shanaria.
Oh, the price went up too. So I told you. Anyway. So.
How to handle when you do a JV, but their buyer will provide proof of funds until they get the address of the property. Should you just give the address or move on to someone else? Can you expect them to give you that before you give them that?
What's that now?
She's doing a JV, but their buyer won't provide proof of funds until they get the address of the property. Should they just give the address or move on to someone else?
No, you give them out their address.
Okay. Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
Give them their address. What? That's the purpose of you having it on the contract. You can't make everyone jump. Well, you can do whatever you want to, but you're not going to make you don't never know who you're talking to on the phone. Just like you had to get the address to be able to do your due diligence, the same thing. Give them the address.
Anthony Gaston, PropStream is aka dealulator.com. Just go to dealyouater.com. It's the same service, but Deal You Later is
just where I branded.
Just branded for time. Yeah. Branded for the Flipman. Christina Jackson, please go ahead and post your question. Yes. On Instagram, I have been calling to estate attorneys directly to see if execs want to sell. Do you think I'm wasting my time? Nothing panned out.
Well, any activity is better than none. You never know. That is a very narrow way of trying to find deals. But that's better than not doing anything. It wouldn't be anything that I would put all my eggs in. It'll only probably be 5% of my marketing or my lead generation techniques. It would definitely want to be the main thing.
Okay, let's see here. Ryan Jones. Learning a little bit of everything, but mainly seeing how transparent Flipman is. I'm ready now just to hear soak up discussion and apply. Looking for you on Facebook, Roy. We're pretty close. Oh, y'all got your own little conversation going. I really think you got a question. Ryan Jones, singing post a question. Let's see here. I did. Okay, y'all, this is from Crystal Davis. She is the admin on the Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman. I'm just going to read it. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but she said, I just want to announce that I made $19,000 in an assignment fee yesterday and $15,900 on my deals. I want you all to know that if you want this bad enough, you can do this. I posted my check on the Facebook group to show. Now, you don't have to do that. But she did it just to show that it is real and that you can do it. $19,000, I don't know about you. I'm not saying it's going to change your world, but it can be life altering depending on where you are in your life right now. It can put you in a position to do some better things. So much kudos to Crystal for proving that there's proof in the pudding. We got to do the pudding pops. Way to go.
She said you can't hear on there. Crystal saying people.
No sound on Facebook? No, they said it. They said congrats. They hear me. No, they say you can't. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
I don't know. We don't have any problem.
No. You can't. Let's see. You can't pull it up on your phone. See.
And here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's two different. Okay, I gotta get out of the other group and go to this group. Give me just a second. Let's see. There you are. Who's that guy?
Testing.
It's delayed, but yeah. Actually, I don't hear anything.
Man, just hold on.
They can hear us on the Facebook wholesaling group and on YouTube.
What?
To hear anything.
Yeah. Just hold on.
I hear me.
So now.
Yeah.
Do you hear now?
No. Haven't said anything. No, they say no sound. Okay, so going on. Keep working on that. Keep doing that. Let's see here. Don't get to unplugging stuff again. Shoot, you telling me, Mr. Jenkins. Okay, let's see. How do you set up a deal with the realtor getting in the way of the deal? Example, ramping up EMD costs and being too firm on price despite the motivated seller. You got that?
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure you people on
Facebook can hear.
Facebook can hear. 10 minutes. Still nothing.
Oh, you cut it off and then went back in. Let's see. Refresh. There you go.
Okay, so is that better, Facebook?
We here now. They said we here now.
Okay.
Let me cut this off. All right, let's see here. Now, answer that question from Real Casa. The realtor is getting in the way, ramping up the EMD costs and being too firm on the price despite having a motivated seller.
Say that again.
The realtor is getting in the way. Basically having the motivated seller not negotiate the price, ramping up the EMD costs and being too firm. Can you wait till they get out of the way?
Well, they can, if the agent didn't generate you as a potential buyer, technically they're supposed to be able to cancel the contract at any point with an agent. I'm not sure how their listing agreement was written up, but if the agent didn't, you could cancel. They could deal directly with you. Supposedly.
David has a question. You ready for this one?
Yeah. Well,
what 3 websites would you say I should be paying a monthly subscription for monthly? Like top 3.
Later with aka PropStream, Mojo Sales.com, MOJOSELLS.com, and what else did I pay? I pay for a lot of stuff. Oh my God.
No, ain't got no skip trace in anything.
No, I'm not really no skip trace. I'm trying to. I pay for so many, man. I'm trying to think of the ones I use the most. I do a lot of stuff with websites and stuff. It's so many options on that. You just need a good source to for your website. So I'm really not going to recommend anything because there's just so many options out there on that. So Later, Mojo Sales, that's an automatic dialer for cold calling, and a website of your choice.
Okay, so Abdul, she's at home. School has started, so it's kind of late when I end. Let's hear it. Stephen August, the one-page contract. Hey guys, the one-page contract that Ty has been using since the beginning of time is available to you free of charge. Flipman.net or text contract 313131. But yes, Stephen August, that is available to you. Okay, next question. On multifamily homes, do we look for higher cap rate numbers? And that's from Darren Rainey.
He says hard cap rate numbers. What
higher cap.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're always looking for a higher cap rate whenever you're looking at income producing properties. That's you're always going to do that for sure.
Okay, let's see here. Donna Washington Peebles. I asked this question on the Facebook group. Is it possible for a newbie with no cash or credit to engage in buy and holds? I've come across a bunch of potential rentals today alone.
Well, you can always negotiate. Well, I say always. It is possible to negotiate deals where you don't put any money down and your credit doesn't come into play, and you take over the property. Now, in a lot of those situations, it's going to be a situation where the house may need repairs, so some money is going to have to come from somewhere. But there's some things you can do there to pass that on to someone that may want to be a tenant and may want to do the sweat equity themselves. So yes, it's possible to do deals without any cash or credit where you can buy and hold. It is possible. It just boils down to how motivated the seller are. The seller may be or not. So the seller is.
Okay. Mrs. French wants to know, how long do you give sellers to sign the contract? I sent the contract over because we came to an agreement, but it's been a week, and now she says she's thinking about it.
Yeah, just keep following up with her. Maybe, if it's been a week, I would, just follow up maybe once a week. That's it. That level of motivation doesn't seem that high. Hopefully you got a great deal as far as the price.
Okay. Brianna Alejandre, I think that's on Instagram. What do you tell a seller when she says they want to do a 1031 exchange last minute when you're already in escrow?
The seller wants to do a 1031?
What do you tell a seller when she says they want to do a 1031 exchange last minute when you're already in escrow? Yeah, so the seller.
The seller.
That's what they said.
Well, yeah, I guess my bad. I'm thinking wrong with this. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't delay your closing but a couple of days to set it up, it's not a big deal. Or if it's not going to prevent you from doing, you getting paid, it's not a big deal. So it just depends on, the time frame it's going to take, and or is it going to affect you getting paid?
What's the 1031?
Basically, it's a way to delay paying taxes. And so you have like a time for, I think it's 6 months, where you can basically buy a like or similar type property using that money.
Oh, okay.
You don't need the money and you're not ready to pay taxes, but you want to buy maybe a bigger property. Maybe it just may be a down payment or whatever towards another property, or it could be, pay the property off in full or whatever. But it's more just a way to structure your taxes so you can delay paying the tax. At least that's my understanding of it.
Okay. Wesley, since Aretha Franklin died, can we get a discount on Flipman's website? No. RESBCT. No. Don't she sing that?
Yeah, that's her song.
Yeah. No. Put some respect on it. No discounts. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Whatever. No, Wesley. Jacqueline wants to know, is it possible to wholesale bank properties?
Well, those are basically foreclosures. That's what she's asking. It's possible, but you gotta have a lot of things to go your way. Number one, it starts with having the right type of buyer. Those properties are not secrets, guys. The investors in your market are being pounded with the foreclosure list. Now, you can get in there and negotiate a deal that makes it very attractive base compared to what it was originally listed for. But number one, they're not going to allow you to assign or double close. You're going to have proof of funds, which that can be, that's a hurdle you could jump through. And then the earnest money normally is going to have to be at least, $500 and up. Normally they're going to want $1,000 earnest money. So if you're prepared, number one, to put up that grand and possibly lose it, things can be structured not to, but most people don't know how to do that. But so I'm going to assume you don't. And the proof of funds, that you can buy that. I can offer that realpof.com. And then again, you got to have the right type of buyer to be able to close on something like that. But they're not going to allow you to sign it. They're not going to allow you to double close it. So.
Okay. I had somebody that asked Crystal where she got the lead for her deal, and she said they were both came from Driving for Dollars. Driving around, writing down addresses, looking up the information, probably sent a yellow letter, postcard, or whatever the case may be.
Crystal, are you going to do an interview? I hit you up yesterday. You didn't respond back to me. I asked you, was that your first deal?
She overdue. She was due on July 24th.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm get off my.
Overdue. Like she might have
I guess we got to see you sometime in October. Then we'll get some. But are you willing to do the interview? That's what I need to know.
Crystal,
are you willing to do the interview?
See? Of course she is.
I don't know. She might not be.
That's fam.
Baby daddy might not, a husband or whoever might not want her online like that. I get it.
Well, she got some shit. So anyway, but yes. Okay, so to answer that question from Driving for Dollars, and one was from her tax firm. In the mentioning Driving for Dollars, shout out to Miss Betsy Smith, who spotted us out.
Oh, she having a baby tomorrow.
Oh, she going in the mod head. A whole baby, not a half baby.
That just gives me chills. Oh,
really? Because the experience that you had the last time was just awful, wasn't it? Right.
Oh, when I had my first baby.
You can't even You can't even pretend.
I was natural. I was a natural birth. I did natural birth.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm right off the boat.
So
I'm the first man.
You did the whole
first man.
Day just
yeah.
There.
Okay. Baby girl, I feel for you. This is your first child?
I don't think so. But she said she's all over online anyway, and guess she'll do the interview.
Yes, I'm all over online. What do you mean?
Yes. Oh, she's already online everywhere. So it's not like she doesn't want to be online. She's already out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so she doesn't mind doing it.
All right.
Man. Okay, Rosny.
But you still didn't say, was that your first deal or not? I'm still asking that question.
Oh, was that her first deal? Ooh, Crystal. I ain't gonna say now. She said that's her 5th girl.
Oh, wow.
Wow, she professional.
Wow, I was just joking. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, chicks come in handy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Crystal, don't stop until you have a boy.
Oh, look like that's the mission. Oh.
Anyway, Rosny 2002.
I'm gonna ship you this gator, Crystal. You got the gator rug.
Gator award. Okay.
What age is baby girl? If you don't mind putting your business out there like that, so we
50321. No.
Oh, that's selfish.
I'm just talking.
Yeah.
She said they done.
Oh, tubes tied tomorrow or Saturday.
Soon after. Somebody can see.
Hey, if my boy give it in the towel, it ain't gonna happen.
You still got a chance. Don't give up, Crystal.
Hey, my boy say, hey, it ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna get a boy this deal. But you got 5 girls to give you all the baby grandsons you can stand.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. We got off track. These people gonna kill her. Let's go.
17, 16, 5, 4, and new. That ain't no stat stuffers.
No,
that's
that
a
ain't
big space.
Oh, God, dog.
Yeah.
But let's go.
Okay. I'm going to evaluate a house tomorrow. What are the things I should be looking for to get a good repair estimate? I watched all your videos already. Now.
No, you ain't. No, I'm just messing with you. She said get a good repair estimate?
Yes. Somebody else asked, how do you estimate the repairs on the house when you're doing your walkthrough? So, yes.
Okay. All right. Couple things you can do. All right. It's tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. You may want to, it may be too short notice for some of those guys. You may want to try to reach out to a contractor or two to get them to give you a bid on the property. You can't let them know you're wholesaling. You got to let them know that you're buying it or whatever. Because they don't come out there, they don't, assume that they're getting paid. And just make great notes. You'll want to know what windows cost, what doors cost, flooring, carpet, or hardwoods, or tile, countertops, kitchen, bathroom fixtures, painting, exterior, interior, roof, heating and air, depending on what type of system is needed, plumbing if needed. So you want estimates on all of that, and let them give you an actual a bid on it. So I would send 2 guys out there with you. Bring 1 guy, possibly 2 after, so you may have to make 2 trips. But understand you don't have to make a decision tomorrow or whatever. If you can't get a contractor to go out there with you tomorrow, I would reschedule for the time that you can get at least 1 to go out there with you. Ideally, you want to go out there twice with 2 different ones so you can get a good idea of what the prices may possibly be. And they may be far apart or they may be close to each other. But that's going to give you a number that you can work with as far as whether you have an actual deal or not.
Okay, guys. So do you have any softwares?
Well, the other thing, you can go to rehab, what is it called? Rehabcalculator.org. Rehab Calculator, I think it's what it's called, rehabcalculator.org. Make sure you just bypass all the advertisements on there to get to the actual calculator. Another thing and I need to do this myself because I've been able to figure repairs so long, and it just makes sense. And I've been to Home Depot a lot more than I like to carry loads or whatever. But next time I go in there, I'm going to ask in the contract, which I'm pretty sure you can do this. They can at least give you the cost of materials for a project, but you're going to have all of your measurements as far as doors, flooring, square footage of the house, and so countertops as far as the measurements, and then they can give you prices on materials. You can get the prices on materials. It's a little bit more easier to calculate the labor. Sometimes you just can double that amount and round up to an increment of 5. So 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20. So there's a lot of ways you can go about it. Just understand there's no just one number. You just need a ballpark number to know if you're in the price, in the actual ballpark of having an actual deal or not, based on this formula: 70% times ARV minus repairs minus your fee times twice equals your ballpark number. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much there.
Stefan wants to know, how can you properly wholesale a land deal, and how can you use the rehab evaluator software for the land deal only?
You mean just a lot? How much land are we talking about?
At what point does it make it worth your while or not?
Well, see, land is going to be a little bit more tricky because a lot of times you don't have a lot of data to go by, because a lot of transactions don't occur with land, whether it's commercial and or residential. So it's going to depend on where the property is located, where the land is located. If it's in an area where there's no development going on, a lot of times it's just so hard to speculate if there's an opportunity, unless they just basically give it away. And one of the things that you can go by is what the county is assessing the property by. And I normally wouldn't do that, but sometimes that's the only thing you can go by with land. Say if they assess, the county has assessed the land to be worth $40,000, and you can get it for 5, then yeah, that's going to probably be a deal. You can probably find a buyer for it or whatever. So land is a little different, but as far as deal later being able to help you with evaluating land, again, it's just going to depend on where it is and how much data is available on that type of land, because it will allow you to go back years, whereas with houses, normally you're only going to go back a half a year up to a year, where with land, you may have to go back 5 years before you can get enough data to see how many transactions have occurred of similar size land within that particular area. So I've never used it for land. Let me just say that. So I'm not sure.
Okay, Brandon Kennard has is it a deal question? The seller wants $30,000 for the property. It has a balance of $13,000 in taxes and liens. The ARV is about 105. Didn't say anything about repairs, Brandon. So we need to know that.
Well, on the surface, if they're asking 30 and the ARV is 105 on the surface, unless it has a bunch of repairs over 30 grand, yeah, that's a deal. You know.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Okay. So good luck with that, Brandon. Tammy says, I found a seller with 3 rental properties. He wants to sell them as a package, but the lowest he would go is if he sells the LLC, so he doesn't have to pay transfer fees. How would I go about this? Is it possible to wholesale these properties? What should I do about the LLC? I'm new, and this is my first motivated seller.
Give me that in layman terms, what you just said.
I'm not particularly sure because there's no numbers, but he doesn't want to sell the properties individually. He wants to sell the company that the properties are listed for.
Well, that's possible, but you still need numbers. You need, you have to look at them individually first. Price, ARV. If he just gives you one price for all, just say if it's 10 properties and all of them are, he says you'll sell all of them for $100 grand total, then that's 10,000 per property. And then you start breaking down each property to see, well, what's the ARV for this property? They may not all be in the same area, so the ARVs may be all over the place. 10 grand may be a great deal for one of them, but then another one may not be. But you need really to be able to break it down individually based on the problem, assuming these are all single family residents. And then it's just so many ways you go with that, but it may be one property that has so much equity in it that you can pay a little bit more for another one just to make the deal work, since he's not going to break up the properties individually and say he wants to sell them as a package. So
what is your view on quitclaim deeds? Rail Crush says, is it true that quitclaim deeds are red flags and not a good deal?
Oh, they like biggest red flag you can put out there, because if you're talking about, now if you're going to keep it for yourself, then that's going to be on you to take that risk. You still want to go through the same process of running title. You're not going to be able to get title insurance because the title company is not going to provide title insurance without a warranty deed in most states. So, and then with wholesale, you're going to wholesale it to a cash buyer. They're not going to be interested because they can't get title insurance on the property. So it's a red flag. You know, you want to know why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do it the proper way? Well, what's holding your question should be then that's not the proper way to sell real estate. Well, we're not selling a car here. You see what I'm saying? Why can't you sell it the proper way? You want your money, you know, if you want to do it the legitimate way, what you know, you want to find out what's going on with them. But they may not know that they need to do it the other way. We can do that. You know, so you want to find out what's the situation, why they don't want to go through the proper channels of selling a piece of real estate.
Correct. Crystal, on it. Quitclaim deeds are red flags. Usually means cheap property with baggage. Most investors want a warranty deed. You just said that. Yeah.
She still didn't answer my question.
What was the question? She said.
Oh, yes. She said no. It isn't my first deal.
No, she answered that, and I said it out loud. She answered all your questions. You just don't listen. You're just gonna listen to me. Anyway, back to Brandon. He actually did respond. The 105 ARV, but the seller wants 30 with the 13 in taxes.
That comes out of their money. That's what he's saying, right?
But it needs 30 to 40,000 in repairs. Needs everything except the roof. Needs floor, foundation. Now,
I'm assuming the seller knows that 13 comes out of that 30,000, so they're only going to walk away with 17,000 at closing. Now, if they're saying 30,000 plus the 13, it should be a $43,000 price. Now, with 40,000 in repairs, that's not a deal at that point. Now, you see what I'm saying?
How repairs knock that out?
Yeah, that knocks it out. You know. Now, if you can get it for 30 with 40,000, you may be able to squeeze 5,000.
Oh no, he says he wants him to pay the taxes. So yeah, it's a $43,000 deal. And no.
Oh yeah, that blows your deal up because you know that blows you right up.
Crystal said you need some Pringles.
Oh me? Yeah, I sure do. Boy, I can destroy some potato chips. Woo. I know y'all said it looked like it, but anyway.
We talking about potatoes. That's fine.
You ain't eat all.
Whatever. Joseph Lopez wants to know: should I JV my first flip? Does it make a difference?
If that's the opportunity that presents itself, the check will spend the same if you can pull it off. Most definitely, yes, sir. Most definitely.
Okay, the dude with the quitclaim. You mentioned to ask why they don't want to sell it the right way, right? Mm-hmm. He did. He said he asked what's the benefit from him in using a purchase and sell agreement instead of the quitclaim.
Well, the quitclaim is not the purchase and sales agreement is just to initiate the transaction. You're not buying the property with the contract. The contract is just to initiate. When you sit down at a closing table, then transfer of deed takes place. That's where the deal is done. The contract is only to initiate the deal. The quitclaim deal is quitclaim deal. Yeah, quitclaim deed is supposed to be the same thing you do as a closing, but that's not the proper way to sell a piece of real estate. It's just not. That's not the same thing as the actual purchase and sales agreement. Mm. The deal is not done with the purchase and sales agreement, it's just initiated. Right. It's just the seller and the buyer saying, hey, we're going to come together and I'm going to buy this property from you. The deal is not done with the contract, it's just to initiate the deal.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Makes absolute sense. I understand.
Okay, yeah.
Keep calm.
Check myself.
Stay calm. Leah. But Thea wants to know, driving for dollars, yellow letters, or postcards to vacant properties for sale by owners. Is this the level you need to be at for your first wholesale deal?
What were the things? What were the?
Driving for dollars, yellow letters, postcards to vacant properties.
Yeah, that's the start. You know, that's action. You know, yeah, that's action. Mm-hmm. You know, there's more you can do. Obviously, we always do more, but yeah, that's action. Trying to generate lead. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game.
Glenn Tyler has. I hope that's Glenn because I can't. Glenn Taylor has a good question. You haven't mentioned it. He wants to know: can we still JV with the Flipman?
50/50 deals. Just do a search on YouTube. for that particular video, 5050 deals, and put Flipman behind it. Yes, and that video will explain what's needed to do that with me. Now, people that have submitted their leads over the last maybe week, I'm going to get to most of those tomorrow. That's on my high priority on my list, so I'll be texting you. You know, most of the time that's what I do, because a lot of times when you email people, they have all type of spam blockers on it. You know, they don't get my emails when I reply to them. So just, let me put that out there. If you have contacted me, now I'm not perfect, but in most cases, now sometimes it may be a week, sometimes, because email is the worst way to reach out to me. That's the worst way. But I'm going to reply. If you text me, you ask me a question or something, because the number's out there everywhere. Don't ever think I'm being rude if I refer you to my videos. I'm referring you to my videos because I know that's where your questions can be answered. I know people want to get straight to it, blah, blah, but to try to help me save time and also to get you in the right direction, because I can't spend the time with you like one, because if you're not a student, I have to try to manage my time, making sure that I can make myself available to them because they have paid me. I am just only simply referring you to where you can get your questions answered. It is free. You just need to take the time out and watch the video. It's all there. It is all there.
Okay. Keisha, I'm trying to see your question. It says it's a question. Keisha, I can't even find out where it is. Michael Stewart, what you testing? Yes, Charles, stay calm. Okay, so
yeah, they just see the stay calm. Y'all ain't seeing the rest of it.
No, he was responding to what I said when I just told you to stay calm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to pub up the t-shirts and stay calm. I buy houses.
Was that the dog going?
Yeah, that's what. Is that what you just realizing that?
Is that what we doing?
Yeah, like stay. Come on now, you playing with me, right?
Look like he licking his fingers, like he.
Well,
yeah, it look like he.
Well, they got a long tongue. Yeah. So stay calm. I buy. It's a conversation generator when you're out doing your normal travels. You buy one for yourself, your significant other, even your child. Mom, dad, brother, sister. Oh, my brother buys house. Let me give you his number. Oh, my sister buys house. Let me give you his number.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So get you a shirt.
Yeah, makes sense.
Get you a shirt. That $23 may turn into $23,000.
But Ty, you don't give us all the info on YouTube. Why don't you spill your guts out with information on wholesaling houses?
Oh, y'all gonna have to send me off a bridge. Say what? Read that again. Oh, okay. I was going to say, read that again. Oh, LL, you be tripping, man. Hey, well, I'm gonna send it. Hey, man. Hey, we gonna. Did we name it? We said we gonna name this gator.
Oh, sure was.
Guys, we're gonna name it the Big Gator. Okay, we're open for suggestions, right? And then the original.
The little gator.
Little, I gotta call him a little people. We can't say midget, can we?
No, that's not politically correct.
But I ain't politically correct. We're gonna name the midget. So we're gonna name him, and we're gonna name the big one. So we're open to some suggestions on this.
Let's at least call him just a dwarf. It's a dwarf.
Midget. M-I-Midget.
Oh my gosh, I can't with you today. Okay, Jenny Babadia Aponte. Oh, that sounds so sophisticated. Jenny Babadia Aponte. Okay, thanks for all your advice. She closed 2 properties in a month.
Ooh.
I need help now. Was able to
Wait a minute.
It's Jenny from Block, right there.
Jenny, okay. Go read the question.
Thanks for all your advice. Closed 2 properties in a month. I need help now. Was able to get over 15,000 delinquent and 300 vacant as well. Have been getting numbers and calling, but most are wrong numbers are non-working. I need a better call system and search system. So she has 15,000 numbers, delinquent, I guess probably tax numbers or something. And she needs to
phone numbers?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Well, a list, because she says she's been getting numbers and calling, but most are wrong. or non-working. She needs a better system to search for those numbers, for the addresses, I'm assuming.
Well, you know, I'm gonna have to recommend D later. That's one, but I'll go beyond that. There's a feature in there that allows you to. It's called. Well, you can do a phone number search for sellers. It's 10 cents per name now. Another search you can use, which you sort of have to. I think I'm not even sure if they'll just let you do the number search without signing up for the search. But I mentioned it earlier. Mojo Sales. MOJOSELLS.com, where I am getting some money from Diglet. I don't get any money from Mojo, but I'm just going to recommend it anyway because I use both of them. But Jenny, you what's your name? Jenny? I don't know how we're going to say that.
Jenny Aponte.
Jenny Aponte. Is Adrian saying that right? Number one?
Tell him I'm saying it right, Jenny. I do phenomenal with pronouncing names, and he doesn't believe it.
Crystal says she's going to come on and do an interview. I like for these people to hear these stories, man. So, Jenny, if you're down, just text me 205-492-3425. I'll get you on the channel if you're interested.
Yeah, she just says she needs the right telephone numbers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Darian, hey, Flipman, got a deal. JV with the REIA mentor, but he hasn't found a buyer. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. ARV is around 160. Repairs are 60. And the seller is asking 39. Do I have a
yeah, that's
the line plan? And she said I pronounced her name right. Boom. Jenny from the block said I did it right.
Wait a minute. She's saying yes to, she wants to be interviewed, or she's saying yes that you pronounce the name right?
Jenny just put yes, yes, so you'll be yes to both. And Crystal said
well,
stop playing.
But Darling Wood, that is a deal because that's 60.
Darian.
That's Darren. I'm sorry, Darren. That's 4. Yeah, that's a deal.
99.
Yeah, that's 99. Yeah, that's a deal. 6K spread. Yeah, that's a deal.
But don't wait for your mentor to find.
Hold on. Hold on. I ain't hold on before I say that. I'm just trying to do it off the top of my head. Let me just make sure. So minus. Yeah, that's a deal. It is.
Okay. It is a deal, Darian. But don't, his problem is finding. She said yes to both. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
so Jenny, text me 205-492-3425. Let's get you on here and see how you making this bread.
Crystal said, can she get a shirt, please?
Just had a baby, man.
Focus on the baby, Crystal.
Yeah, you can't wait it. Hey, just had a baby.
Oh, I got some little onesies. We'll make a little onesies.
We're gonna send the baby.
Stay calm.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, so let's see here. Darren, your question was really about finding the buyer. So I guess his question is, he's JV with his mentor who hasn't found a buyer. What happens if Darian finds the buyer and it's his deal? Do you then cut out the mentor?
No, you agreed to pay him. You know, well, let me put it like this. Did you all agree? Are you all partners on this deal regardless, or are you partners only if he produces a buyer? There's a difference.
Then we need to specify that. So these viewers out here, when you're JVing, you need to specify, hey, you only gonna get some money if you produce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or are we forming a partnership?
Well,
and we just do this?
Exactly.
Because if I'm doing all work, why you can't have the money?
Well, yeah. Stay calm.
Lick your fingers.
I buy houses. Stay calm.
I swear I look like he licking his fingers. But anyway, let's see here.
I'm an artist. Let's see, bad.
You know what? Anyway, Julian McLean says, Ty, what's the first 2 things you outsource to your VA? When you got one, what did they do for you?
I hadn't had a good VA. I haven't had one yet.
You just worried about one.
That she wasn't really a VA. That we wasn't in no VA situation.
Okay.
We weren't in that situation. I can't advise you on that because I'm getting a couple of tries out of some companies recently, and I can't advise you on that. I'm struggling with that right now myself also. Stay tuned. I'll get it figured out, but right now I'm struggling with that myself also. What?
Stay calm.
Stay calm. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Said Ford has a house under contract for $27K. It's move-in ready. The ARV is 51. How much should I sell it for? Flip it for, maybe? Wholesale it for? What you think? Is that enough spread there?
What's
27 and 51. 27 move-in ready. No repairs. Just walk in.
And what's the ARV?
51.
And he said, what should he do with it?
Yes.
I'm asking.
Yes. He wants to know how much should he wholesale it for. It's tight.
It's going to be tight, man.
Really tight.
31, 32, maybe. Maybe. You might better get maybe 31, 32, something like that. You know, yeah. But that's a good buy and hold range for somebody. If it's already ready to go, you might be able to get 35 out of it. That's a good buy, and they still have a good bit of amount of equity there. You may be 20% of 51,000. What's that? That's 10,000. Yeah, you may be able to get you may be able to get 35 for it. So that'd be what $8,000 spread, maybe. If it's completely rehab now.
Okay. Michael Stewart wants to know, is it wise to screen your buyers? Wise to screen your, oh gosh, I hate when y'all post these questions in 5 different places. Is it wise to screen your buyers about your assignment fee, telling them that I spend a lot of time and money? So my assignment fee would be, let's just say $30,000, and they have an understanding where you're coming from with your assignment fee price.
I'm not going to explain all of that. I'm going to give them a price that includes my assignment fee. And if I know it's still a smoking deal for them, if they're concerned about how much I make, and that's just me now, I'm just telling you, this business is about relationships. You want repeat buyers. You can't, you thinking in one-term deals. If there's a great deal like that, you're going to have multiple buyers. And these guys are going to look at you as a source for them to continuously make money as one of their lead generations. So if they're concerned about how much money I'm making, I really don't want to deal with them anyway. So I'm not going to explain that to them. If I give them a price of $100,000 and that price works for them, it doesn't matter if I have it on the contract for $1 and make $900. No, I'm sorry. No, it's $99,999. You know, that shouldn't matter because they may make whatever they're going to make. They're satisfied with that price. That's why I don't promote a assignment fee amount. I promote a price because now they'll just negotiate the price based on whether it works for them, not based on how much I'm making. Yeah, exactly. They don't know how much I'm making. They will know or can know, but not initially in the initial negotiations.
April Caldwell, welcome to the group. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday.
Well, you need to read Darren's second.
I am. I see what Darren talking about. All right. But her and her spouse want to get started obtaining our first flip without money down. And once we get the property, how can we find private banks to finance the property for repairs?
So they want to get straight into flipping.
Well, yes.
Okay. Well, what's her name?
April.
Okay, April. How's it going? Well, April, now understand now, which I'm gonna go through what you just asked, but understand what, and I don't know if this is your first introduction to me and this platform or whatever. We talk about wholesaling houses here. That's where you're basically placing great deals on the contract with a property owner, and you're selling your contract to an investor that does want to flip, like what you and your husband are talking about. But I haven't spent any of my money. And I've made 30, I don't know, I'm using a ridiculous number, but 12 grand on it, but my return on investment is going to be very high because I may only have $100 invested in the deal. But to answer your question, if you can get a private lender to fund your deal, which the other term for that is hard money, and that's basically temporary financing with higher interest rates compared to a lender or a bank, and it's supposed to be the speed of it, and you don't have to jump through as many hoops as a bank is going to take you through. That does exist out there in numbers, But one of the issues is, and it may not be an issue for you all, but for a lot of people it is that initial, they're not going to give you 100% of the money you need to make the deal work. Normally they're going to do 70% of your probably asking price. Now they will escrow repair costs also if there's enough room to do that. And some of them will even roll in the points and the closing cost also. So, but there you're going to have to come up with 20%. So say they say, just for the sake of an example here, that they're going to fund you 100, the deal, that the money that you need to make the deal work is 100 grand. They'll give you 70,000. Well, they may give you 90,000 of that. So you may come up with 10%, or they may give you 80,000. And you have to come up with 20%, which is 20,000. Or they may give you 70% of that, and you have to come up with 30,000. So that's the hang up with some people. So if those funds or those numbers are not an issue for you, then yeah, you can get hard money in a lot of different places or whatever. You know, your experience of actually doing deals will matter with some it won't. They'll just base it off the property. And if you have that down payment, I always encourage people maybe to start out wholesaling. So number one, you can learn the business of finding great deals and knowing what a great deal is, make some money at the same time. And even if you make mistakes, you don't get, put out on the street. You don't have your credit or cash at risk. Just maybe a few $100s in marketing and your time. So I always encourage people to start out wholesaling because you can learn the business and you won't ever lose that mindset of finding what you consider a great deal, because in order to wholesale a property, it has to be attractive enough for, number one, a cash buyer wants it, but also there's enough room in there for you to make several $1,000s off of it also. So hopefully I took the long way route on that, but hopefully it makes sense.
All right, so back to Darian. Darian had the JV deal where he was asking if he brought the deal, but also found the buyer, how did he handle his mentor? The reason why he asked, because he used the mentor's contract for the JV deal, but he found the deal. He thought that when you JV with the mentor, they have a bigger buyers list and finding a buyer would be easy. How do you do your JV deals? Do you only pay the other party if they produce, or no matter what? Again, you said that's an agreement that you have established in the very beginning. So Darian, the question to you was, what did you and your mentor establish from the very get-go? Because it's going to vary, right? And necessarily just because you have a mentor who's been doing it for a while, you would assume that they have a bigger buyers list.
So who found the deal?
Darian.
Okay, but both of them names are on that contract?
He used his, probably, because he used his mentor's contract.
If both of your, if your mentor's name is on that contract and your name is on that contract, that's both of you all's deal, regardless of who produces the buyer. That's the way it is.
What do you do?
That's the way it would happen.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm sure the mentor is offering more advice than just a buyer, I'm assuming, or whatever. But regardless, if I put my name on a contract with somebody and I do all the work, I'm just still going to pay them. I'll just know the next time.
I like Chuck's thinking. He says, pay the mentor and keep the mentor. He might help you, may not bring a deal for this one, but he'll bring one later.
That's going in, man. I don't know what your expectations were, or whatever, but both of y'all names is on that contract, so he's gonna get paid. Okay.
2 questions about mobile homes. I'm gonna take Black Diamond's question from YouTube, and the question that's up there, I can read it from here. Okay, so Black Diamond says, on the surface, mobile homes seem pretty straightforward, being a difficult market to break into. But the other question was, a mobile home that's on a solid foundation, does it change it? When they brick them in, cement them in, does it now make it a home, or is it still a mobile home?
It's still a mobile home. Because in reality, I think they can still be moved from that slab. They're just really just sitting on the slab. Mm-hmm. They may be tied down with some bolts or whatever, but those can be released or unscrewed or whatever. It's still a mobile home. Because the title on that property is still based off of mobile homes title or whatever, unless the land comes with it. But that'll be, you know, it could be the same transaction, but in reality, two different transactions. So,
okay.
But that's the answer.
That was about it being on a foundation,
Okay,
but about it being difficult, a difficult market to break into.
Well, it's not a difficult market to break into, depending on where you're located. If there's a lot of mobile homes in the market where you are, then there's going to be opportunities there. You just have to understand how to maneuver those deals, because you have to think of them in terms of automobiles. Title is in hand in a lot of cases with sellers, and the transaction can occur without an actual closing, like with a house. So you can definitely easily cut out of those deals, because they just need a bill of sale and then whatever funds they're using, type of funds they're using to close the deal, and boom, the deal is done. So you just have to know what you're doing to maneuver through those. Wholesaling the way you do with a house is going to be a little bit more difficult to do it that way with mobile homes. Sometimes, in most cases, you're gonna have to buy those.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's no longer a mobile home because the wheels are removed. They become real property. Can't be. It's still a.
The wheels can be added back, man. I've seen it done before. The wheels can be called. Just think about it. Okay, it's just, since he's saying that,
Don't use the car.
Mobile homes can be repossessed.
Come take you and your whole cinder blocks with you.
I'm telling you, mobile homes can be repossessed. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So the wheels can be added back. I'm telling you, the wheels can be added back. Mobile homes can be repossessed. I've seen it.
Write down that scene and take half of that. Oh my gosh. Okay, LL, you have not seen me at Cracker Barrel. Maybe. Oh, LL, you a stalker. I love you though. Okay. You've been on for a minute. Oh, good question. Good question. No, listen. Christina Jackson. Should you start off using your name as an investor, wholesaler, or go on ahead? I love she actually put it in. I read it exactly how she said it. Go on ahead and get an LLC.
That's what's up.
Essentially, is it best to start off as an actual LLC? Okay.
Well, technically, yeah, if you could afford to do it. So a lot of people, they can't they can't start to generate leads, spending money with that, and do an LLC. But if you can, yeah, go ahead and get your LLC in motion, because it take a day or two to do that. And then, yeah, because it's a business. You know, it's a business. So yeah, you want to be in some type of entity form, you know, because it's a business.
Okay. Brian, do you do the same formula?
But it's not needed to start. Go ahead. I just want to make sure you say you don't have to have an LLC to do deals, but it's recommended.
Look at that question right there. I'm not even gonna read it. That one.
What?
Oh, I already thought it was.
Oh, okay. Right. That's interesting.
Okay, Brian Wright, do you do the same formula, 0.70 MV repairs and fee, when the MV price isn't that high? I'm sure those are more buy and hold, correct? 70%. Do you use it when the market value price isn't that high? Do you still use the same rule?
Like I get the ARV is like 40 or 50 grand. Yeah, I throw that out the window. I throw it out the window. I don't even know what the number is. I said I was gonna sit down and try to figure out what the breaking point would be. But when you start talking about ARVs of 40,000, maybe even 50, I know in my market, each market is different. I know I have to get those properties under $10,000. A lot of times around $5,000 or whatever, depending on the condition, because your repairs could be more than what the house is worth. That's the game that's being played there that makes it a little bit difficult to use a formula on those or whatever. And if you watch enough of my videos, you probably heard me say this before. So I don't know what the breaking number is, though. I said I was going to sit down and try to do some math on it one day. What's that?
Kill Deuce called me the flip lady.
I've already did that before.
I didn't see if it was cute.
You read it out.
No, he says, flip man and flip lady, do you use the same contract for the assignment portion?
Well, I don't ever really do an assignment contract per se. I use a contract for the seller, a purchase and sales agreement for the seller. I use a purchase and sales agreement for the buyer. And so you have contract A, contract B. Now, how I am paid is via an assignment fee. And the reason I use two contracts is because, as we were explaining it before, I don't want to negotiate an assignment fee knowingly with a buyer. I want them to negotiate a price with me, and my assignment fee is built in the price. He doesn't know when we're doing the negotiations what I have it on the contract for. So he's negotiating the price based on will the deal work for him or not. But sometimes you'll have attorneys that want an assignment contract in place, but in a lot of those cases, they'll just want it signed at the closing. Some will want to sign before the closing, but the guys I deal with is not even, they don't even care about it. So.
All right, so we've been on for a good minute. Oh no, Chunk, that's not the case at all. And no, Stefan, no. Let's see here. Question right here from Devontae Lee, and we're going to use his question as a closer. Hold on, Ginger G wants to know, is the buyer contract available?
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
It's the same contract. It's the same contract. It just filled out. A little differently. But I have videos on that in the training and free videos. So.
Oh, and Callie Ma wanted to know, are you going to do? They ask you this, more videos on Do You Later? Callie Ma,
I just released one. I just released one Tuesday. I mean Monday, Tuesday, one of them days. Monday. What day? Yeah. I just released one Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, I am. I'm going to do more. The price went up now, so I put it out there that it was, but it went up now. So.
Polo Dreams. I haven't seen that name. Figure out who you are. Okay, Devontae Lee. I'm a newbie investor and I'm looking into starting wholesaling. Great choice. I was introduced by a coworker to a real estate agent who I am scheduled to have lunch with next week, just to get general knowledge. He wasn't a big fan of wholesaling like I expected and will probably try to talk me into getting my license. Should I focus on getting my license instead of starting as a wholesaler?
So he's supposed to be meeting a realtor next week to talk about wholesaling.
Right.
Cancel that meeting. Unless you want to talk about being a real estate agent, cancel that meeting. Because he's going to tell you stuff he has no idea what he's talking about. But if he's not doing it, if he's a realtor and he's not doing some form of investment, I don't want to talk to him anyway. But if he's not a wholesaler, he's not going to have a conversation with me about wholesale. Because what you can make as a wholesaler will dwarf what you can make as a real estate agent. So we can talk, but it won't be about wholesaling. In my opinion, if I were you, I would cancel that meeting if you already know he doesn't believe in wholesaling. I think that's what he said. Mm-hmm. Is that what he said? He didn't.
He just didn't have anything positive to say.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, that doesn't mean he doesn't believe in it. So cancel that meeting. I'm just going to tell you, cancel that meeting altogether, in my opinion. There's nothing to gain from that. Talking to a realtor, guys, this is not 1990 where the internet didn't exist. Anything you need to see that real estate agents have available, it's already online being advertised. MLS is plugged into Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, all of the main hub sites.
You know what I remember? That used to be the edge. We have access to MLS.
That's not an edge anymore, guys. They can't offer you anything. If you're going to target MLS properties, it is best to contact the agent that has the listing. Use the power or the greed factor of humans in your favor. Because now if you contact the listing agent, if you don't know what that means, that's the actual agent that has the property, a listing agreement with the owner saying, hey, I'm going to help you sell this property. You will give them an opportunity to make 100% of the commission. If you bring your realtor to the table, now they have to split the commission. But if you can give them an opportunity to make 100%, they can take a property that they were listing for $100,000 and you get them to take 60, they're going to make the same amount of money if they understand. A lot of them so crazy, they don't understand that. But if you bring another agent into the equation, and even if you sold it at 100, they're going to make less than they would have made if they had sold it at 60. You know, because they have to split the commission, which is normally 6%, 5, 6, it can range. I'm just going to use 6 as the number. 6% of 100,000 is 6,000. 6%, and they would have to split with another agent, so they're only going to get 3. But if they were going to if they're going to sell it at 60,000, 6% times 60,000 is 3,600. So they were going to make more than if they would have sold at full price, because in most cases, it's rare that they list the property and actually find a buyer for it. They depend on other agent, a buyer's agent, to produce a buyer for the deal, and they have to split the commission on top of them splitting the commission with an actual broker if they're not a broker themselves. So again, cancel that meeting, man. If you're interested in wholesaling, you don't have to talk to a realtor. You don't need them. If you're going to target those type of properties, which is a different animal in itself, and you need to know what you're doing, but you don't need to talk to this lady. He can't add anything to you. If he's talking negative about real estate, about wholesaling, he doesn't know what he's talking about. They can't add anything to what you're trying to do. Trust me, you will be wasting your time. I'm pretty adamant about that. Huh?
Very adamant. I'm not even gonna say nothing.
You will be wasting your time.
Oh, he says, appreciate the advice, meeting canceled. There you go, Devontae.
There you go. Send him a text right now.
Say, you know what?
I ain't coming. And the famous like my boy on Harlem Nights, put your mom on the phone. I ain't coming home no more. Hey, but what's it? Take it easy. Oh, that's my favorite part of that movie. But go ahead to the next question.
Cheryl?
Go ahead.
Cheryl says she loves your shirt.
Oh, yes.
Anonymity under duress.
Yes.
One professor says.
Stay calm. I buy houses. Sherry, you get your shirt.
You're going to do that every time you say that shirt.
Oh, yeah. Stay calm. I buy houses. Brilliant. My boy Torian came up with it, but I added this additional twist to it by putting a dog on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we didn't want to put a human on there because then you get into black and white, male or female. Put an animal on there. She didn't think it was a good idea, but, you know.
Who listens to me, right?
Yeah.
Who asked me?
Anyway,
question.
So you can get your shirt. What was her name, Sherry?
Cheryl,
you can get your shirt. Under any of my videos, you should see a shop button there. Dive in. That $23 can turn into $23,000. You might be in Walmart. Oh, wow. You buy houses? My grandmama just died. We're trying to sell her house. Yeah, strike up conversation.
Boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
Off-roader, one of our faithful subscribers, has a very important question for you, Ty. Mm-hmm. How do you like this season of snowfall?
Oh, it's awesome. I can't wait.
Oh, that's what you rested me for.
Oh, it don't come on at 9. Okay. Central time anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. And I didn't even know the main character. I didn't know he was one of my homeboys told me he's a British actor. I was just blown away with that. Man, that just amazes me how they can, just lose those accents, how strong those accents are.
I know his interest does it. He does so well.
Yeah, like String Bell, Idris Elba. How's that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
darling.
So anyway, yeah.
9 Chip wants to know, how do you cloud a seller's title?
How do you do what?
Cloud a seller's title.
Well,
in what instances would you if you got to go to those extremes?
If you're going to go there, that's a good way of putting it. If you're going to go to those extremes, then Google the term memorandum of contract, and you'll go file that at the courthouse or whatever. And that should cloud the title where it has to be addressed that they signed an actual agreement with you, and why are they not selling the property to you? That should, most title companies are going to want to have that addressed before they would issue title insurance. So
that's Rita White says Loud and Richie Gator. Loud and Richie.
Oh, the name of the Gators?
Yeah.
Well, one is Loud. Which one is which?
I don't know.
Which one is which, Rita? Andre the Giant or the midget or the former man off the name of the Game of Thrones?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
Oh my! Oh, this is, it's like we're not
Tyron. Is it Tyron?
No, Tyron. Oh yes, Tyron. Tyron Lancaster.
Lannister.
Tyrion
Lannister.
Tyrion
Lannister.
Yeah. Tyrion, or what's the big guy? The Hound's brother.
The Mountain.
The Mountain. So the Mountain and Tyrion. There we have it. There, boom. The Mountain, and then Tyrion, paying homage to Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
Bang. Done.
Ding. Tyrion Lannister, and the Mountain.
The Mountain. Yes.
Yeah.
KMD, y'all got big boy sizes in those shirts. Ty got all that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He ain't got no big boy shirt on.
They come. I buy houses. I know y'all can't see the bottom, so here you go.
Let's see here. I took your advice. Found a rental with a distressed landlord. Has occupants but no lease. Does my buyer have an obligation to the tenants? Yes.
So what now?
Okay, so found a rental with a distressed landlord that has occupants but no lease. Does the buyer have an obligation to the tenants?
No. If it has no lease, they can give them the notice and tell them to vacate. But no, depending on the state laws, they're going to have to give whatever time frame. Normally, 30 days is enough to vacate premises after they purchase it. So.
All right. We got any closing statements for us?
Yeah, just a reminder, guys, if you want to generate some extra cash, either just to generate cash just to have it, or you need to fund your marketing for your wholesaling or real estate business, you can now profit from my ebook, how to wholesale 3 to 5 houses per month, by becoming an affiliate of that ebook. So to access that information, to sign up, you can go to flipmyebook.com. That's flipmyebook.com. Can't believe it was available.
Brilliant.
Flipmyebook.com. So you can make as much, I think the minimum will be $60 per book. You get 50% of the transaction. So if you know 4 people, that's $240. If you know 10 people, that would buy it immediately, that is $600. You know 100 people that you can post on your Facebook group or Instagram, Snapchat, or a website you have or whatever, or email list that you may have. You may know 1,000 people that buy, so that's $60,000. So become an affiliate. If you already know what affiliate marketing is, boom, get over to flipmyebook.com. If you don't, then just do a search on YouTube for affiliate marketing. But it's an opportunity. It's not going to cost you anything. Just tap into the people that you know that may be interested in the business. It's a very inexpensive ebook, but packed full of information with a bonus course of me being recorded live a few months back about wholesaling apartments. So flipmyebook.com. Again, you can get the Stay Calm, I Buy Houses t-shirts that we have on. Should be able to see it under the shop, under any of my YouTube videos, the shop, or you can go to my website. Still can't get it, just text me. I'll be glad to send it to you. Don't forget about the podcast. We don't promote that enough. Flipmanpodcast.com. please go there. You can listen to it on iTunes or any Android device, flipmanpodcast.com, or you can just go to iTunes and do a search, or you can go to iHeartRadio and do a search for the Flipman. I should pop up, and you can dive into all of my content right there in podcast format. Don't forget, you can still get in, join the Facebook group, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman, and the free one-page contract is still available also at flipman.net. Got anything else?
Coach Tim, you got this 31st first deal. Darian, the buyer, and guys, I thought it was great. I'm going to share it with you in closing. When are you going to start this wholesaling journey? Is it going to be one day, or is this day one? One day or day one? You decide. We'll see you next week, guys. Next Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, and the Mountain and
5 Mountain, yes. 4 Pacific. That was trying to say, right?
Yeah, all of that. Okay. See you on the flip side. Did you close this out?